Bring the right foot forward between the hands. And work the heel over to the left hip point or the left wrist, somewhere between that for pigeon. The left leg straightens back behind you with the knee facing the ground. And in our yin posture, this is actually called swan, but is more commonly known throughout yoga as pigeon. You could place a blanket or a rolled up towel under your seat, which we like to do to keep the hip points facing forward and to give ourselves support to sink into, so we don't roll over to one side more than the other. The heart is lifted to begin, but as we exhale, we recline forward in this space. You could place your head on your hands or stacked fists. Once again, if you have a block, it can be a handy prop. You can start to lay the torso down flat. Everyone likes a little different position to the upper body here, but we want the upper body to be able to relax around the shoulders, the neck, the head, and the face, so that we can find those soothing deep breaths. As the blood flow moves towards the pelvic region in this pose, it really increases, stimulating around the sex organs, stimulating the whole pelvic region. Now, perhaps pigeon is one of our most challenging postures in balancing the mind and the body, balancing space for both the comfortable and the uncomfortable. So there's a lot happening here physically, mentally. Once again, yin is about giving yourself space to let it all happen without having to react to it. To let it all happen while opening to simply knowing, to having the knowledge that it is happening, without having to make a decision, a conclusion, an action. It's about absorbing your own knowledge. Because of the deep levels of this posture, again, you may need those opportunities to reset the mind into the body or onto your yoga mat. So a deep exhale with the mouth open or closed can help you to find that. You can do this many times as you might feel called to while you're in this posture, or in this shape. Gently start to bring awareness into the length of the leg behind you. Bring awareness up the spine, around the neck, the head, and the face. And start to consider that the body could once again move. And as you're ready, you can work your hands back under your shoulders and slowly start to lift. Taking time, take a full breath or two with this lifted heart. And let yourself, once again, move with intention. Take the blanket out of the way. Come on back to hands and knees. You could go into child's pose, or if you'd like a little movement, you could switch the hips. Everyone is going to kind of come out of this shape a little differently. Great time to open to that intuition again, to see it in action now. We'll start to make our way up again to bring the left foot forward and across to the right side of our mat. Every time we come into pigeon, because our hips and our low back are critical to everything we do, you may notice different needs on each side of the body. So your blanket may be something you use here if you didn't use it on the other side, or it may be something that you just have to adjust the height of. So once we settle into those hips nice and even, that leg behind us, that right leg long, knee to the earth, and take your time to find your way closer to the mat. To relax through the upper body. And to release into the rhythm of the breath and body united here. Really allowing the mind in this space to act somewhat like an open door. Letting room for whatever needs to come into your space to come in. Whatever's ready to go out. Never closing that door. Something might come back in that you thought was gone. That is okay. Give yourself the room once again to appreciate it all as knowledge, as equal in value to what it can offer you. And perhaps even as a depth of this practice. We don't have to push physically here. We're melting, we're opening, we're releasing in time. Can the mind do the same? Can the mind open and release in time to an idea, memory, a recognition of something? It may be challenging to give ourselves that acceptance. If we recognize the support that is here underneath us, in our body, and in our breath, and in the space around us, we might just try something new, find something new here to experience. how the knees are resting. Work that awareness all the way through the body, slowly. As you prepare to lift out of the shape with intention and move back through intuitive postures or sequences. Just taking several breaths to release fully